than me.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss.
Boom! Boom! Let's get to it.
The Avengers Doomsday X-Men action is just heating up after Cyclops because Magneto's packing an even bigger punch. Spoiler warning before I continue, Ian McKellen indicated that Magneto will apparently destroy New Jersey in this movie. And while it wasn't clear whether McKellen said this by mistake or just misspoke in general, our policy is that when an actor says something on the record and when the publicists don't bother telling the outlet to snip that out of the interview, this is news that outlets like New Rockstars can't really ignore. But sure, you are welcome to stop watching this video if you don't want me to explain what this means. But in this video, I am going to
I want to know, what is it? Tell me.
Explain what it means and why Magneto makes the Garden State into even more of a trash heap than it already is. By the way, destroying major world landmarks to a ridiculous degree was a big part of this leaked screenplay claiming to be the earlier draft of Avengers the Kang Dynasty that New Rockstars read in a live show last Friday. It was a lot of fun. We were joined by actor Christopher Sean and dropout host.
No, what the fuck you said? What's wrong with niggas, man?
And here's a clip where we read the destruction of Paris.
In Paris, the Eiffel Tower is obliterated in a single shot, crumbling into the Seine. Boats struggle to escape the crashing waves. Oh no! Oh no!
What can you do, mon ami?
No!
C'est dommage. Boom.
You can watch the full show with a live
Hey, shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go tap in with this.
stream ticket until Friday, February 6th. Link in the description. And thank you so much to all the New Rockstars IRL true believers who joined us for the occasion. And keep an eye out for future live shows that New Rockstars will host. Okay, last weekend, Jake Hamilton interviewed Ian McKellen in a wonderful, all-encompassing video that you should definitely watch all of on the Jake's Takes channel. While talking about his past playing Magneto in the earlier X-Men films, specifically when Magneto detaches the Golden Gate Bridge in 2006's X-Men The Last Stand.
I've always wanted to build bridges.
And then flipped those police squad cars in 2000's X-Men. That leads McKellen to, unprompted, compare these experiences to his new experience.
Let me tell y'all something. This nigga Magneto already done did some shit, bro. I don't be surprised anymore when he handle some shit and do some shit out of pocket. The nigga done lifted a stadium.
It's shooting a sequence for Avengers Doomsday.
Nowadays, I think things will become a little bit easier. Though I did destroy New Jersey the other day.
Nigga, hard as fuck. Hard as fuck. Especially when they took us back. Bro, the writing on those X-Men movies was so ridiculous, bro. They were in their bags, bro.
T, my nigga.
To get from
started on X-Men either, bro.
Literally, bro.
X-Men, I don't know. Like, they put their heart and soul into that one.
And that was like pre-Marvel shit. For real, for real.
Like,
this was Fox.
Niggas forget that, like, at one point,
X-Men
Marvel was knocked off. Like,
it wasn't a thing, bro.
Like, at one point, because, like, if you really think, I think back to my, like, childhood, bro, and I just remembered a good chunk of time where if a nigga asks me Marvel or X-Men, nigga, I'm going X-Men every single time.
X-Men is Marvel.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck I've been thinking X-Men? No, ain't that, like, the cross between, I swear, DC... Oh, first of all, I'm sorry. That's so uncomic book nerd of me because you're definitely right. But why the fuck do I be thinking there's a crossover between DC and Marvel somewhere?
Yeah, they've done it with like certain heroes. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I thought X-Men was that crossover.
I don't know. It might have been.
That's what I'm saying.
It might have been because mutants would make sense. I guess. Yeah, low key. They always have the best crossovers. The X-Men crossovers.
Movie, the mutants movie.
That was what's it called? I never watched that one. I don't think.
I never watched that shit either.
Fuck is you bringing it up?
Because I'm saying, ain't that the crossover?
No. Superman wasn't in that motherfucker. You remember Batman in there?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Wonder Woman.
Chris alone ideas. MLK Song Wars.
All right, let's get back to it.
Oh, I perhaps shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, it sounds like Magneto destroys New Jersey in Avengers Doomsday. And yeah, it's intriguing that a clip like this was even left in the interview. It wasn't a live interview. Even with everything on the record, publicists will still often just ask after shoot is done if certain things can be edited out. And a lot of times entertainment news reporters will just comply as a courtesy. But before we get into it, what would destroying a state like New Jersey even mean? New Jersey's geographic boundary sits at such a weird angle along the mid-Atlantic states that's kind of weird to say anyone targeted the state itself and not the major cities like Philadelphia and New York that it sits between. Like, did Magneto use his mental manipulation powers to kind of like Photoshop cut the state of New Jersey, isolating only that geographic boundary, going along the Delaware River, leaving all of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia on the west side of it completely untouched?
I think we're gonna go with you guys.
That's great. Awesome, let me get the contract.
One last thing, your SOC 2
And then
I feel like Magneto did some crazy shit like using the Earth's metals to just rip the crust or some dumbass shit. Like, nigga, we gonna see some OD. We about to see niggas using their prowess. That's what I think this is gonna be. A lot of prowess. Niggas gonna be showing off their powers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, comic feet for sure, twin. Like, we're gonna see this nigga damn near lift the city or something. Cause they already are. They've been slowly getting to that, but Fox had already, or what's it called? They had already like closed out their story. But now that they're bringing it into Doomsday too, and this is gonna be multiversal type of shit, we're gonna see ridiculous shit. Like, niggas gonna be, he literally might pick the city up. And I'm confused. I'm a little intrigued, not confused, as to how they're gonna connect everything. Like, is he destroying their New Jersey, or is he destroying Earth 616 is New Jersey? Because I don't think they're on Earth 616, or else we would have ran into them by now. So we gotta see which New Jersey he's gonna be destroying, if it's his or theirs.
Angle when you get to New York State, scooping up Newark and Jersey City and Hoboken, breaking all of that cleanly off at the Hudson River, splitting the George Washington Bridge right down the middle, while of course you leave Manhattan untouched and the Statue of Liberty that Magneto would have such fond memories of from the very first movie, all of that still standing. Now, it was probably something in New Jersey, or just part of New Jersey, right? And some comics readers' minds might have actually gone to the Ultimatum storyline from 2009 by Jeff Loeb and David Finch, following Ultimates 3 when Ultron shoots and kills Scarlet Witch, which then triggers the apparent death of Quicksilver 2. Magneto vows revenge upon the Ultimates to avenge his children's deaths. In this continuity, Magneto is still the father of the Maximoff twins. So Magneto steals Thor's hammer, and Magneto uses his magnetic abilities to reverse Earth's polarity, which, remember, is also something we see Magneto do in X-Men 97. Interestingly, we later learn that it was Dr. Doom manipulating everything that was happening with Magneto in this storyline. But in this reversed polarity of the planet, a lightning storm appears above New York City and a tsunami wipes out the city of Manhattan. There's actually a great frame, a literal splash page you could say, where J. Jonah Jameson is in the Daily Bugle offices looking out through his window at the flooded city like it's an aquarium, and we see Spider-Man plunging down into that water to save some drowning people. But there's a lot of other people who didn't make it. So when we're now talking about Magneto destroying a landmass as big as New Jersey, I think this is really what we're talking about. If the Russo brothers have a chance to play around with the
I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be dumb. Reversing polarity? What the fuck? I've never even heard of this nigga doing some shit like that, bro. But they always let this nigga do the coolest shit in the X-Men movies, so I wouldn't be surprised. And the scene would be probably so epic. My nigga start floating in the sky and doing this shit again, and then all of a sudden the world would start shaking and shit, and then we just see a city just turn over or some shit. You know how my nigga get down.
X-Men, and already they're showing how maxed out
my nigga Malcolm X
Cyclops' powers can be. I think dramatizing one of the craziest god-level applications of Magneto's powers that we've ever seen in the comics is a visual that's at least on their vision board. Maybe Atlantic City gets wiped out in one of these tsunamis, and later we hear about New Jersey getting wiped out in a conversation when we cut back to these other characters, and Magneto's just like, oops. Most New Year's resolutions fade by February, but that's okay. How therapy works. It's a tool that gives you matching expertise. You can theorize on an attack on New Jersey.
Chat, we don't do ads.
Jersey as maybe Magneto splitting off that landmass to form a new mutant colony, like an island of Genosha or an island of Krakoa, or maybe Asteroid M. But think about that. Krakoa, for one, has its own very interesting biological process going on there. And just from a practical standpoint, Magneto would have far less trouble finding just another island on the planet or another asteroid floating around in space to create those colonies, then ripping a chunk out of the US eastern seaboard. So I really do think we're talking about the polarity of the planet inverting and maybe a tsunami or something else. But either way, it's not about what Magneto is building here. I think it's about what he's destroying or trying to destroy. So we've gotten the how of Magneto destroying New Jersey, but why? What did the land of Springsteen ever do to Eric Lensher? Well, let's run through the options here. New Jersey in the 616 universe is known for some key locations. Jersey City, New Jersey is the home neighborhood of Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, and her family that overlooks Manhattan from the east. And even though Jersey City and...
Whoa, hey, chat. I just watched her show. You know what I'm saying? I was shitting on it. I'm gonna be honest. First, I really didn't like it, but I did, and like I have a weird I get annoyed by her character, but I also fuck with her super heavy for some reason. She's like cool, like she's just a little weird little nerd girl. You know what I'm saying? Young, you know what I'm saying? Family care about her, all that. I fuck with it a little bit. Chill, bro. Hey, you know what's crazy too? I was literally looking at that shit because I was watching JJK. I caught up to the new episodes, and then after I finished, I was like, damn, I wish I hadn't.
Connection to the zombie version of Scarlet Witch was a big deal in Marvel Zombies. The fact that Iman Vellani doesn't seem to be returning in Avengers Doomsday makes me doubt that has anything to do with it. Then there's Camp Lehigh, New Jersey, the US Army base where Steve Rogers trained, and later in history, the place where Steve and Natasha realized that Arnim Zola was living on as a disembodied AI controlling Hydra. And also it's the location Steve Rogers and Tony Stark time traveled back to in the year 1970 to retrieve the Space Stone.
Hey, by the way, I still have never forgiven Steve Rogers for the type of crimes that he tried to commit on my boy Tony Stark and jumping him with his friend. Fuck y'all niggas, bro. On my life, bro. I'm not going for that weak ass, bitch ass bullshit.
The hype behind Steve Rogers.
That's what I'm saying. I still think. And that fuck nigga wanted to go live with his old girl. Like, move on, my nigga.
Don't get me wrong.
Nah, fuck that shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm like a real lover girl. I love. But, bitch, how Tony gonna die and you gonna take your bitch ass
And go back. After y'all made that nigga come back.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck wrong with y'all?
How the fuck Tony gonna die and you just gonna go off
and gallivant?
That's what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, I love that they promoted the black boy to, I guess, top dog now. But then for you to come back to the for Steve Rogers to leave and then bring his bitch ass back to the franchise, and then y'all gonna demote him again back to the Falcon, bitch. Fuck.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. If they do that, but also still, I ain't gonna lie. My nigga Sam Wilson, they should have given him the serum. Feel me? That serum really means some shit, chat. That serum is some shit. I ain't gonna lie. I know he refused it, but like I didn't like that writing. My nigga should have just took that bitch. Like I don't care, bro. I don't know if Sam Wilson in the comics has ever had super soldier serum, but they should have just fuck around and did it, bro. Cause I hate seeing that. Why the fuck they got my nigga fighting? First off, when would Captain America ever fight the Hulk? We never even had to see that. And now y'all got this nigga getting fucking beat by the Red Hulk, nigga. I'm so angry watching that bitch. I'm like, god damn, why they got my nigga going against this nigga? He don't got the proper technology. He don't got the fucking Hulk buster.
In the Tesseract, depicted in Avengers Endgame. Also, of course, Westview, New Jersey is the location of the events of WandaVision, the home plot purchased by Vision as a gift for Wanda before he died, where Wanda would then originate her sitcom Hex, where she enslaved a couple thousand people and left with those people feeling pretty embittered. Westview and the neighboring Eastview, New Jersey were also the locations for Agatha All Along and all the events that happened there. Also, we should be asking, did Magneto destroy the New Jersey of the 616 universe or his home 10005 universe?
See, that was what I was asking, and that's a real question because that is gonna bring a lot of answers. Or because if it's in the 1000,000 or this universe, then it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be some shit because this is where the mutants reside. You know what I'm saying? But if it's in the other universe, there's gonna be more questions, way more. Like there's way too many niggas that be in New Jersey for that shit to just be like, oh.
X-Men are just from an adjacent universe, separate from the Fox X-Men universe, a universe we don't have a number for yet. The New Jersey of whatever that X-Men universe was.
And it could
like, you
be
could
that
say,
too.
maybe we are going to learn in Doomsday that in the X-Men's reality, Magneto is the father of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Maybe there was some similar Westview anomaly in that universe that just ended differently with that Wanda's death, and Magneto is making the people of that version of New Jersey pay. Sure, I think a lot of us hear Magneto in New Jersey and are just so tempted to immediately go to Wanda, but if I'm being a grown-up here, I don't know what such a Westview vengeance plot would have to do with the plot of Doomsday. To my personal MCU fantasies, tons, but not to this movie's plot. Also, the events of WandaVision seemed so specific and so unique to the 616 MCU Infinity Saga and the specific way that saga ended. Like, the WandaVision backstory required Ultron to be the way that he was in the MCU, for Vision to be the way that he was in the MCU, for Infinity War and Endgame and the Blip to be the way they were in the MCU continuity. And all of those storylines were just kind of conditional to a cinematic universe that did not have the X-Men in it. But I do think whatever the X-Men universe is in Doomsday, it does have a Camp Lehigh, New Jersey in it. Why do I assume that? Because I'm thinking the Russo brothers want to depict this X-Men universe as the true comic accurate X-Men universe. Like, we're seeing X-Men badges with the red field, Cyclops is in the blue suit with the yellow utility straps, Sentinels are stomping around with the proper scale, and any comic accurate X-Men universe would, of course, also include a Wolverine. And that would also include a Wolverine who got adamantium as part of a Weapons Plus program, a program that was founded to recreate the super soldier experiment that...
See, they're gonna tie this bitch in beautifully. Chat, we're about to see some shit this year. This is about to be one of the best movies I've probably seen in my lifetime. And I hope y'all go in with that mindset. Because y'all be damned if you don't. And then you come out like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? You won't be damned. But you're going to be like, this is the best movie I've seen in a long time. This right here is going to be cinema. The way that, like, oh my God. They have so much material they can work with, bro. Comics is like the best shit to write movies off of. Or anything you get, derive a story from that was already made. And comics are so deep. And so many stories that you can just choose one out of all of the origins and the, you know what I'm saying? They just have options.
Yielded Captain America Steve Rogers in the 1940. The adamantium that was surgically grafted to the skeleton of the regenerative mutant known as James Howlett was this government program trying to recreate the specific proto-adamantium that was used to make Captain America's shield. Camp Lehigh in the 616 universe was a key location of the Space Stone when Steve Rogers found it in the time heist in Avengers Endgame. It's a location Steve Rogers would have had to return to in that return trip to put all those stones back in place in history, a trip that we're all assuming Steve botched somehow, causing some incursion for Dr. Doom to come knocking at his door in Doomsday. But
oh, hell nah. Nah, you know what this nigga just said?
Say it again.
They talking about this nigga Steve Rogers might have been the reason why this whole thing with Dr. Doom is happening. Cause the nigga went back in time to return those Infinity Stones and fucked up. And had that kid. See, that's that shit I be talking about, bro.
maybe just in this hypothetical X-Men
It
universe.
do, but I'm saying fuck Steve Rogers.
I feel like that would be like, yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. Why does he have a kid?
I was gonna say, it definitely does make sense because it's like, was they not gonna continue the story? Like, everybody knows, it's been a running joke in the entire comic industry that, like, nigga, if you go back and try and change even the fucking way a cup was sitting, bro, when you get back to real time or when shit gets like, when shit started to catch up, bro,
Shit get fucked up.
shit get fucked up. You
Yeah.
created a whole nother alternate timeline.
Yeah. And they was talking about this nigga, bro, first off,
We acting like
let's
Thanos wasn't
hold
just,
on.
But like we're not
Steve
acting
Rogers is a weirdo. Wait.
He is a weirdo.
Do you remember the white female with the blonde hair, Shannon? Bro, he was kissing on Peggy's daughter. He was fucking on Peggy's daughter, went back in time to fuck with Peggy again. And then had a kid with her. What the fuck? Oh, nah. Hey, somebody come get Steve Rogers out the MCU, bro. He done fucked shit up. This nigga might as well be the next Peter Quill.
Camp Lehigh is the closest base to Westchester and the Hudson Valley of New York State, from which Sentinels could be deployed to attack the X-Mansion. And Magneto, in a move of desperation and defensiveness, targets the command center where whoever is piloting those Sentinels is working at. We should also not forget that Avengers Doomsday will also be set on one of these worlds where the oceans have been drained, given that shot in the fourth teaser that showed the pyramid of Talokan, which is normally underwater, now in a barren desert. So if all of the Earths of this movie are facing a similar environmental disaster, disaster. Maybe the Earth of the X-Men is already devastated, and Magneto wouldn't feel that bad trying to attack Dr. Doom by pulling a global drastic measure of reversing the magnetic polarity of the planet. Maybe to break Doom's control of the Sentinels, and New Jersey just gets destroyed as collateral damage, a cost that Magneto was willing to pay. Why do you think Magneto destroys New Jersey in Doomsday? And is it the New Jersey of the 616 universe or his original X-Men universe? Comments down below with your thoughts and theories, and a special thanks.
Another thing that I love, we're gonna get out of this video, but another thing that I will say I love about Magneto and Professor X is that their characters are the way that X-Men did their characters in terms of like fighting and everything like that. It makes it very easy to where niggas can be old as fuck and still have these roles, because like they weren't really fighting in the field like that. There was a lot of just using their powers like this and shit. You feel what I'm saying? With the MCU now, a lot of these niggas be having hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna be good to see like these old niggas can still do these roles and they're gonna be completely fine because they just get to sit and stand. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Real shit. We gonna end this video with the little TikTok from Tayshawn. Let's watch it. Hold on, I can't hear her.
Really gave him that mild cardiac arrest, and then, well, we all know that Tony learns from his mistakes, so maybe he had Jarvis run some type of analysis on what really gave him that mild cardiac arrest, and then that's when Jarvis tells him, "Sir, somebody was inside your heart." But he says, no, that can't be. What do you mean that somebody was inside my heart? Pull up the surveillance. And when he does, he sees just that. He watches himself fly into a window as the Avengers are surrounding Loki, and then watches a little man get flicked into his shirt. Then immediately after, he watches Cap get into an elevator and whisper, "Hail Hydra." He then sits there on the surveillance and he watches two Captain Americas fight each other. He doesn't know who is who or what is what or what to believe anymore. Because again, you have to remember that at this point, Tony had just went into the wormhole, meaning everything that happened 3, 4, 5 movies after that took time to figure out that anxiety point and build his character arc, that's all times 10, times 100. This just happened. So he completely steps away from the outside world, only to lock himself away in his garage to figure out how there were 2 versions of all of the Avengers all around New York. And then he figures it out. He puts 2 and 2 together. It was time travel. And so now, fixated on this idea of time travel, instead of dedicating the next 10 years of his life to becoming the better person for the people of Earth, he dedicates the next 10 years to figuring out time itself. He figures out everything that there is to know about time. I mean, nexus events, variants, anchor beings, branches, and most importantly, incursions. And that's when he finds out that due to the events of Endgame and the botched time heist, the Avengers caused an incursion that would destroy his timeline that was never truly pruned. And so everything that he cares about is going to be annihilated. Rhodey, gone. Happy and Pepper, gone. The idea of one day having a family is absolutely ripped away selfishly by future versions of him.
Bro, this nigga might have just stole the whole plot. I damn near might be mad you sent me this, Tayshawn. What the fuck? This is literally the movie, bro. I think, bro, if they went down this route, nigga, this bitch gonna be so super dumb. Like, oh my god. This is wicked. Hold on.
Self and the Avengers to save the people of their timeline, completely disregarding his. And so now, while Cap is going back in time to return 2 of the 6 stones, maybe when he returned the time stone to the Ancient One told him that he had created a threat that is tenfold worse than Thanos. She shows Cap a future of what is now supposed to be this reality where Tony becomes Doom, explaining to Cap that he must go back in time because, like an Infinity Stone, he holds the timeline from collapsing as an anchor being. And that's where Steve's ending completely changes its meaning. It's not at all selfish, because we're told that messing with the timeline creates branches and consequences. So the idea that Steve Rogers, the same person who jumped on a grenade without hesitation, who let Sokovia fall just to stop Ultron, who carried the truth about Tony Stark's parents just to keep everything, including the Avengers, from falling apart, would knowingly create a branch timeline that gets billions, if not trillions, killed, just so that he could have a life for himself. It just doesn't make sense.
Some shit like that.
And more importantly,
he's selfish.
It's something that the TVA would never allow unless it was always supposed to happen. Meaning Steve staying back and living that life out with Peggy that Tony always told him that he needed never caused a Nexus event at all, but the completion to Tony Stark's greatest creation, the Mobius strip, never leaving the main timeline, but simply closing a loop, forever on standby behind the shadows, ensuring that the smaller events that lead to the bigger events occur as they're supposed to, and that any actions made by Cap of that timeline never branches, since any actions that he makes throughout time as an old man always just was. And so when Cap went back in time to have his dance with Peggy, he knew that it wasn't only going to be his first dance with Peggy, but that it was going to be one of his last. So instead of running, since Doom pretty much would never let him stop, he knew that it was better to just stand up and fight alongside the right partner. Well, we all know that Tony learns from his...
Alright, that was a good theory, I guess. I ain't gonna lie, nah, that was a great theory. I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. That was great. Feel me? I do think that was very insightful. I hope that's not the plot of the movie, because then I'll be damned if I just got it spoiled like that. But I wouldn't be too mad about it, because it's a theory. You know what I'm saying? Oh. We gotta get into Wonder Man.
I've been fighting demons, ain't no invitation. When I lose my shit, it's not cool, bad situation. Why am I wearing all these faces? In my truth, I'm a bad man, can't keep up with the evasion. Gotta stand on business and stay solo. Still praying for the days where the niggas ask for photos. In my head, am I the problem? Bad thoughts, yeah, I caught them. Bloody fists, yeah, I fought them. Road to riches, I'm on the bottom. So do I take my time and just fight my temptation? Or do I let go all my problems? Can I say salutation?